Hey guys, welcome to another Lunchtime review. Today I'm going to try this Publix brand, that's the P. These are called Lasagna Roll-Ups. It is semolina wheat lasagna roll-ups with ricotta cheese filling and marinara sauce. Fully cooked, heats and mince, keep frozen. It is frozen. Serving stations, cheese topping, which we don't have. Anyway, we bought these at Publix. It was $6.95 and it is a frozen dinner. It is 10 ounces or 283 grams. Let's see. One package is 340 calories, and here's your other info for you. Again, it's made by Publix for Publix. And the microwave directions. So it says, remove tray from sleeve. Do not remove or puncture plastic film. Film will inflate during heating. That sounds interesting. Microwave in high for 5 to 6 minutes. I'll just go in the middle and do 5.5, or until 165 degrees. Get your thermometer out. Let it set for 1 minute. Contents will be hot. Yeah, that's all it says. It's interesting. It's got a, it's got a tab. It doesn't have a pull tab, but it's got this perforation all the way around. It says push here to open. So let's see what happens if I do that. Push there. Pull them. Okay, it still didn't. It's supposed to open like there's a perforated line all the way down like that. Anyway, whatever. Oh, okay. That's interesting. It's like vacuum sealed. Huh, interesting. So I'm going to get this just like it is in the microwave for 5.5 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, so here it is out of the microwave, and you can see around these, like the areas where that plastic was flat, it's like burnt. It's black, and you can smell it too. But it did puff up, and it also created a lot of steam in my microwave, so the microwave itself was very wet inside. So if you don't know, if your microwaves get really wet like that, leave the door open and let them dry, because if you don't, it'll end up rusting out your door. So just, if you haven't figured that out over the years, then a little tip for you. So there's the inside of the roll. You can see it does have some cheese. It's a thick pasta too. So I'm going to, there's not much sauce though. It's just that little bit of sauce on top, and then it's mostly cheese and pasta. So, and it's not much, honestly, it's not much sauce on top either. So I'm going to cut these into, I don't know, I probably won't cut them too much more than that. But anyway, I will, ooh, that's kind of tough on the end. I'm going to take them over the table and we'll give it a try. If I don't squash them all in the process. Anyway, be right back. All right, so I'm going to eat that center part that I cut out first, because I don't think it's going to be more representative of kind of like the overall thing. The end pieces tend to get a little drier. So here we go. Not bad. Has a decent flavor to it. You do get some of the tomato sauce flavor, even though it's really not coated in it or really covered. So that's a good thing. There's definitely some dry, overdone pasta on the end, like on the very edge of that roll. It was actually crunchy. So yeah, you definitely get the crunchy, dried up pasta on the very, very end. And honestly, I was wondering, should I have dropped my time down? You really can't, because the center, it's plenty hot enough, but it's not what you would consider really hot, even after 5.5 minutes. It's not super, super hot in the center. It's still, I mean, it's more than room temperature, but not much more than room temperature. I'm trying to judge what I think about the cheese and stuff. I've got a knife to cut the rest of it. That way I'm not taking my fork and smashing it. I'm taking a knife and actually cutting it. I think it's splattered all over my face. We'll just go with it. Did I have it all over my face? Probably. It was cheese. Anyway, my fork fell, and it just so happened it had been touching really runny ricotta cheese right before I did the drop with the fork. So cheese went everywhere. That's the best bite I've had so far. So the one right next to the edge, it had a really a large amount of like the cheese on it, or inside of it. That was the most flavorful bite for sure. And yeah, good cheese on me. And the sauce, there wasn't a ton of that sauce. The sauce is not bad, but it detracts from the ricotta cheese flavor. So in that regards, you know, I said it really wasn't covered with sauce. I'm kind of glad it wasn't covered with sauce, because if it had been covered with sauce, it's almost like too much and you can't taste the cheese. So I don't know. I'm debating whether I've cut it now to where I'm not going to have smashed up little bits. It's going to be more evenly separated ingredients. Yeah, like that bite, it was not super hot. It was, it's not cool, but it's not hot either. I like it when, cut it with a knife, just to let you know. If you can, cut it with a knife, because if you cut it with a fork, you tend to squish out all the cheese. When you cut it with a knife, you keep a lot of the cheese, and it goes really well with the sauce. It balances out really nice. If you're squishing out most of the cheese, it doesn't balance as well, and you get just all sauce. And it's just not as good. Overall, not a bad meal. The tomato sauce is very strong tomato flavor with some seasonings in them, which is fine. It's a little thick and kind of pasty tasting or textured. Don't drop your fork while you've got cheese on it, because it goes everywhere. The ricotta cheese it gets kind of runny and watery in the once you've microwaved it, so it's not a really thick ricotta cheese. It's kind of a runnier cheese. Overall, it's not bad. I don't dislike it. Truthfully, I don't love it either, but I don't dislike it. I'm gonna give it, and I don't think you get a lot of food either for 340 calories. I don't know. I'm probably gonna lean more towards like a 3.5. I may have gone up to a 4 if it had been, I don't know, been a little thicker texture of cheese. I like the cheese flavor. It's just the texture is a little runny. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I like the texture. The texture of the pasta is really nice. On the very, very edge, it got a little crispy, but the rest of it was fine. It was not bad at all. If anything, it's a little firmer than overcooked. It's a little undercooked, and which is fine. I like it that way. Again, the sauce is a little thick and pasty on top, which, whatever, you take it or leave it. You might like that, you might not like it. And the cheese is a little runny. So texture-wise, it's okay, but the pasta and the flavors are just what is not quite there for me either. So I wish the pasta sauce had been a little bit, I don't know, like seasoned or savory. And the cheese is really, when you get a bite of just a really strong cheese, you really get the flavor of it. I don't know, when they kind of stand by themselves, they kind of override each other, but then if you get them well mixed, an even mix of the cheese and the sauce, it really is pretty decent. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. Not a bad meal at all. Try it out if it sounds interesting to you, but it's probably not one I would necessarily get again. I can get a whole frozen lasagna that I like better than this. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.